All right, so I was going through something the other day in the book of John that brought something to my attention when Jesus went to the grave of Lazarus and he called Lazarus forth. And he said, Lazarus, come forth. And what I noticed is that when Lazarus came forth, he was still wrapped in his grave clothes. And whilst meditating, I said, Lord, but if you call forth Lazarus, why he was still wrapped in his grave clothes? And it just came directly to my spirit that God called a lot of people, a lot of us. And yes, you are in church. Yes, you never miss a service. Yes, you throw your tithes and your offering. Yes, you preach. Yes, you prophesy. But the image of Lazarus being wrapped in his grave clothes in the presence of Jesus Christ, then it tells me that Jesus called us to salvation, but we are still bound by things of the past. You're still bound by a situation. You're still bound by a mindset. You're still bound by doubts. You're still bound by the place where God took you from. So even though you're in church, but is Christ in you? Are you bound in the presence of God, or are you loose? Now he's saying that many are called, but few are chosen. And until you're loose, you will not be chosen. So even if you're in the presence of God, even if you are preaching, even if you're sharing a word of encouragement, even if you're testifying, even if you are prophesying, if you are not loose, that means you're still bound. And what I look at most is that until you consecrate yourself, then you can be sanctified. No, God is not going to sanctify a dirty vessel until it is consecrated. Now, the process of sanctification is that you would have to do the consecration first, and then God sanctify you. So if you are still bound, if you are still locked up in things of the past, then you aren't loose. If you are still bound in your grave clothes, if you are still trapped in things of the past, if your mindset is still of the world, if your dressing is still of the world, if your mentality is still of the world, if your behavior and attitude is still of the world, it makes no sense. Because when Lazarus came forth, yes, he answers to the call, but he was still bound. And you realize the process after being called, he said, loose him. So until you loose yourself as a child of God of sinful behavior, until you loose yourself of things of the past, until you free your mind of the needs and the urge for things of this world, then you will forever be in church and being bound. Why are you still in the grave clothes? Why are you still going to church, but yet still there are things of the world that you're still doing? And we are all guilty of that. And sometimes you wonder why your prayer aren't being answered. Is because God can pour clean wine in a dirty vessel. And how can that vessel be sanctified for new wine until you consecrate yourself? Until you rid yourself of your grave clothes? Until you take out the things that are bound in you? Until you go back to the place no more that God pulled you from? Until you leave the circle that God pulled you out of? No, the grave is like It's like some situation that we cause ourselves to be in. Our life itself causes us to be in. The circle can be a grave that God pull you away from, but you pull yourself back in it. The relationship can be a grave that God pull you out of, but you're still stuck in it. So until you take off your grave clothes, until you lose yourself, until you free yourself of that which God called you from, you will forever clap yourself to hell. You will forever dress yourself to hell. You will forever stand in front of Christ and still go to hell, because the lifestyle is still of that of being bound. Your mentality is still of the bound things. Your behavior is still of the bound things. So until you take off your grave clothes, until you step out of your grave and wear back those grave clothes no more, until you free your mentality, until you understand that, listen to me, this life is just temporary, and everything that we're allowing ourselves to be bound by, they are just distractions. Nobody is above temptation, nobody. And that's the main tool that the devil used to keep us in our grave. He said that you're in your grave and you're bound, because in the grave, that is where you're bound by the past. You're bound by negativity. You're bound by the things that you thought you cannot get over. But Jesus used that example to show you that, yes, I call you. And yes, you come forth. Yes, you answer my call. But what do you do after you answer the call? Are you loose or are you bound? Take off the grave clothes, man. Take it off and stop wearing. Because at the end of the day, is what you do after you are called. You can't fool nobody. None of us can fool anybody. We can go to church every single day. We can never miss a service. We can attend every fasting service. We can visit 15 churches in the community every single day. But if you are bound